Welcome to the recording of the Business Tools for Improved Sheep Performance webinar. This webinar was presented by Ian McLean from Bush Agribusiness on the 9th of December 2021. This is clip 7 of 8 and includes more detail on calculating total animal units and measuring grazing load.
So as I mentioned, we did some work with QDAF and leading sheep to develop some generic animal unit ratings by class for merino sheep, meat sheep and goats. And what we mean by generic animal unit ratings by class is, for animals 1 to 2 years old of a medium frame merino sheep, what would its DSE rating be? It's a simple yet reasonably accurate way of doing it, rather than having to get their weights, pregnancy, lactation status, growth, wool and that sort of thing. We've used general industry averages to come up with it. You can generate more detailed information if you want, if you've got that data, but this is a starting point based on those general growths, parts and production levels that we compiled with the assistance of QDAF and leading sheep. Classes we looked at were small frame merinos, medium frame merinos and large frame merinos as 3 separate animal types. And then rangeling goats, the medium meat sheep and large goat, as they've got a similar growth path and production level, and then the large meat sheep. So this is the generic DSE table for the merino sheep with 3 frame sizes there, small, medium and large. For example, a 1 to 2 year old wether for medium frame is 1.4 DSE. That means it's going to need 1.4 times the energy, which is a proxy for intake of that 45 kilo wether that isn't gaining weight. Remember, these are gaining weight, whereas the DSE standard isn't, and that's why this is higher. A couple of things here, the weaner classes that are less than 1 year old, that's from weaning to 1 year of age. Those the lambs are included with the female from birth, also for the pregnancy, birth and lactation to the point of weaning. So these female classes there do have the lamb included in there as weaning, but that's a ready reckoner. If you, for whatever frame size you want to apply, you can have a DSE rating to apply to each class of animal you've got there and help calculate your grazing load. This is the same here for meat sheep and goats. An addition there is that we've got wethers here for the goats. To translate them into billies, add 10% and that will give you the DSE rating for billies. So they're generic ones. To get more detailed measures you can use tables, which I'll show you in a second, where based on specific weights and production. So for example, you've got a mob of wethers or lambs you're going to put into a paddock for a short period of time. You may want to calculate a more detailed measure. You can use this table to do that and say, okay, what's their weight gain, and that will give you the DSE rating there, or for a breeding female over a year, or points in time during the pregnancy. And these tables apply for sheep and goats because, as I said, they're the same DSE or energy demand for the same level of production there. These tables, more explanation tools, tables and resources is available at our website there, bushagri.com.au/AE. So when you've got that information, we know how many livestock we've got in each class, we've got a DSE rating we can apply to them. Now calculate total animal units. And what we want is an annualised average. So we want an average over the year. Monthly average is best, can be harder to do, but that gives us a good number there. But it can be the average of opening and closing, and if we've got a self-replacing flock where the numbers are reasonably stable, that will be quite indicative. But if we've got a trading flock where the numbers are going up and down a lot, that monthly average will be better. So we've got an example here with the classes from that data we looked at before, the opening number, closing number, what the DSE rating is per head, opening DSE, closing DSE gives us an average DSE for that flock of 12,700. So that gives us the number of animal units. Another important thing to know is the income, and as we said at the start of this, that may be obvious. Your sales, your purchases, but there's more to it than that. The livestock inventory change is quite important for the livestock side, but also the wool. If we've got lots of wool sitting in storage, or we sold wool from storage during the year, we need to take that into account.
Thank you for watching this short clip. For more information, please visit www.leadingsheep.com.au.